Hi guys, Trey, the girl from around the way, where we have culture, conversation, and community. And in today's video, I am going to be reviewing I May Destroy You, Season 1, Episode 11, Would You Like to Know the Sex? So the episode starts off with me, my whole entire life with Miss Big Frida, okay? New Orleans, stand up. When I tell you, New Orleans bop music, New Orleans period, just gives me my whole entire life, okay? I've been to New Orleans twice in my life, and the city of New Orleans owes me nothing, okay? Nada. So I just love seeing like music trends in different regions and countries, and just black people, we just got it, okay? Anyways, y'all, so this episode starts off with Terry getting the job, and she is like just in the middle of her workout, and she looks like she just can't even handle, she can't even process that she actually has gotten a job. And it's starting off celebratory. This was the audition that she was doing, and they had been helping her. Arabella was helping her, so she finally got a job, okay? Then we have Kwame, who's talking to Ben and Terry about not feeling good enough for, you know, his new partner. And I think part of him not feeling good enough is because of, you know, one, his sexual fluidity, and then also the fact that he just had this pretty much rape by deception situation that happened to him, because, you know, this theme is really kind of just, I think with him being placed in that situation shows how good people can do bad things, because he's questioning his own morality, his own goodness, and he feels like he's not ready for this good thing that is happening to him. And I think we've all been there before. Very relatable, really real raw. So in the process, Arabella is like caught up in this book, Sundial, and she's like reading it nonstop. She cannot put it down. She's like in the bathroom. Okay, wait, one second. Ben actually gave her this book too, it seems like. And you all know that Ben is sort of like the voice of reason for all of them, because they all are a trip in some way or another. Ben's the only one who's kind of somewhat sane and normal. Arabella pretty much says, like, I have to meet this person. Her name is Della. My name is Arabella. She's from London. Why aren't we friends, you know? And then they all suggest that she goes to first reach out to Della. And Terry has her in this weird, awkward position, like sitting in the bathroom, you know, reading her book, you know, feminism, what's up, sis? Yeah, like that was really weird. I don't know, that was a really cringy scene for me, because in real life, who's doing that, sis? Like, who? So Arabella comes to the realization, like, girl, I'm gonna have to carry my little black stuff up to Susie Henny, and that's what she does. And Susie Henny, like I pegged her, all skin folk and kinfolk, and they start the conversation off with talking about growing. Are you a grower? And they're talking about the plants, and they're touching and stroking the plants, and it's so relaxing. She said something that was really vital, though. She said, I haven't had a break in 8 years. And Arabella's like, sheesh, man, that's cold, or whatever the case. They get into this awkward exchange about being melanated and being from trees because they're brown or something along those lines. And Susan Henny poses the question, like, well, what type of racist joke was that, or whatever. They really obviously don't vibe with one another. And the meeting just ends with Susan Henny basically essentially pulling her publishing contract. Girl. So the next scene goes to Arabella, you know, with the writing company. I don't even know how that like system works, but they pretty much let her know that Susan Henny has pulled the carpet right underneath her feet, like literally just smiling. She had that fake smug smile on her face anyway, no surprise there. And Arabella goes to Eagle Death to drink with Terry, and she's like just complaining about how she is in more debt than she had ever been in her entire life. And she's distraught. This is one of the rare times that you actually see a tear come down this girl's eye. Della actually responds to Arabella while they are at Eagle Death, and she is obviously like upset. And in the meantime, Terry is like hooking up with the waiter Kai, who we've seen him in several episodes now, since, you know, she's been at Eagle Death pretty much every episode. So she's like, yeah, go chase after Kai, and she's waiting for Della to meet her. Now Arabella's expecting to meet an author who understands women's struggle, understands, you know, the whole feminist movement and things of that nature. surprise, surprise, it's your boy. We see Zane show up, and she's like, what are you doing here? Then it dawns, like, I'm supposed to be meeting somebody. And he's like, yeah, you're supposed to be meeting me. And she's like, are you kidding me? Like, she can't catch a break at this point. She's like completely over it. She obviously didn't want to see Zane, but he offers her help. And I think he offered the help because he said something like, this is what I was supposed to do originally. And she made the comment of, I'm no longer scared of you. And, you know, just all of this good stuff that happened in that scene, in that exchange. I also think, too, it shows Zane's humanness, right? It shows how, again, good people can do bad things, because he did circle back and was like, I was supposed to do this from the beginning. They started talking about a diagram that that could help her, you know, churn out her book, because obviously she never got the help from Zane because they weren't involved in this relationship, and then everything blew up at the writing summit. So Terry's on a date with a guy, and Kai didn't outright just tell Terry. Terry had to go to the bathroom and find out on her own. And once she came back, the date obviously realized that her whole demeanor had changed, and he knew that she was aware that he was trans. And he made the comment of like, well, do you want to leave now? And she's like, no, I mean, I don't want people to think I'm transphobic. And I want you all to know, I am always going to root for all of my black people. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you fall on your sexual spectrum. I am rooting for everybody black always. And I'm saying all this to say that I am always going to support black gay people, black trans people, black people in general. And I know how some black people can, it's like a polarizing conversation in the black community. With me, it's not. It's very simple. So know that when I'm saying that, I mean it for real, because I love us for real, okay? But I didn't like how that was worded, because just because Terry wanted to leave does not make her transphobic. You get what I'm saying? And people need to understand that, and they need to just stop weaponizing this word transphobic. You get what I'm saying? Because it could really just be a preference. I choose not to do this. You get what I mean? And that's okay too. Now that doesn't mean that, you know, you need to berate and belittle and demean and, oh, I want no parts or whatever. But just because you choose not to continue a date, or even if you wanted to take the date in a different direction, that doesn't mean you're transphobic. Okay? Just throwing that out there. So Kwame tries to apologize to aggressive Karen, and, you know, rightfully so. She's pissed. She wants no parts. She tries to order the fish of the day. She changes her mind. He pretty much just let her know that when they started sharing intimate details, he should not have included her a part of the experiment. So Kwame tries to apologize to aggressive Karen, and, you know, rightfully so. She's pissed. She wants no parts. She tries to order the fish of the day. She changes her mind. He pretty much just let her know that when they started sharing intimate details, he should not have included her a part of the experiment. And I think that wording is so important when you're trying to speak to people that you've hurt, because you don't know what's triggering to them. So you already know that you weren't being honest when you told her about who you were, or whatever the case would be. Although she didn't ask, I feel like some information should be forthcoming. And that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean that it's right or that it's law. But, you know, long story short, y'all, Karen is just not having it. So when using words like, oh, you know, you're, you know, a part of my experiment, she's already was, you know, sexually intimate with somebody who she may not have been had she known the full details, and now you're going to word it as experiment. Again, another example of how good people can do bad things. So Della, aka your boy Zane, saying nah, Zane is helping Arabella rearrange her storyline. And as they're rearranging the storyline, you know, showing her this new concept, you can see Arabella starts to get into it. She's like, all of her moving pieces are working in her mind, and she's going into her, you know, creative happy space that we haven't really seen her in since maybe episode 1, you know, and that was for a short period. So that was like really refreshing to see that this person who caused her harm before, and because she was forgiving and understanding of humanity, you know, and just, you know, not being bitter, was able to get that help, and he was able to offer that help. just be humans being humans, okay? Not justifying or minimizing, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. So what's important here is Arabella asked if Zane could go and if he could take the trash out. And the trash was, I think, the 2 bags that happened from the forensic files, forensic files, that was collected for forensic evidence. And Zane, with his, rape by deception ass or whatever his rape fall into. I don't even know, child. So there's so many types of rape that has been covered in this show. Takes out the trash along with his ass. And I think that was really symbolic. Like, yeah, go ahead, take that out for me. Like, I'm done with that. Much like she might be done with Della too. Or Zane. So, we see Arabella in her element, in her zone, in her creative space, which again is really refreshing to see. The episode wraps up with us knowing, the viewers, that Ben is lonely. Okay. And although Ben has had like a really, really small part, he's almost forgettable. But in this moment, it kind of makes sense. Like, wow, yeah, this whole time he's been overlooked, but so important though. I wonder what was her reasoning for having or developing a character like Ben. You know, because most people don't have a Ben. I mean, shit, I would like to have Ben in my life somewhere. Just a plain old voice of reason. And he is lonely because he's not caught up and consumed in a whole bunch of drama. But I think that's important to mention. I know that I'm going to be putting this review out late, but I have to do it because I did every single episode, and I am that type of person that has to finish what I started. So if you are watching this video, I thank you so much. And I did watch things in order concurrently, so I haven't watched the season finale yet, so I watched them back to back. So if you're watching this video now, the season finale has already happened. However, you should still check out my review. I will post it in the link in the description, and I'll leave it somewhere up top. I think the moral of this episode was just to display how good people do bad shit sometimes, period. And like every other episode, this ends with Arabella at Eagle Death, but this time she is having flashes of what happened to her that night, and she actually sees the guys who were involved in her assault. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how this season finale plays out. I am so excited, you guys. I cannot tell you, like, this season has been so fulfilling. As a young black creative, as a young black woman creative, you have no idea how inspiring and how moved this body of work has made me. So, yeah, I'm about to just hop in to the next episode. Anyways, you guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, comment, and share. If you care, let YouTube know it's for real. As always, I'm sending you much love and much light, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.